Hey everyone, Mike Nelson, Real Estate Fanatics. Today we're going to talk about the strategy that we slay it with open houses. Like, this is bulletproof. Like, this stuff works. Like, it is not just theory. We use it in our business and we absolutely slay it on open houses. So stay tuned for some more on that. Before we begin, go ahead. If you have any questions on this, the Calendly link down below. At the end of the video, if you want to comment, post anything, we'll be happy to send this system over to you. It's well documented. So happy to do that. Just let us know. Also, click our subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, click the notification bell. Reach out anytime you have any questions or comments or thoughts on this. But this is super cool stuff and it is really dialed in. So open houses, right? What normally happens? Most agents do the bare minimum. I don't know why that is, but those that do things at the highest level and they want to be great, they do it in great ways. So this strategy is not going to be for you. If you don't want to invest your time and energy and your full-time efforts into this, just go ahead and turn the video off now. Don't worry about it. No harm, no foul. But if you really want to be successful at running open houses, this is going to be the strategy for you. It's been proven to work time and time again. So for starters, I'm going to tell you, you've got to do 4 a weekend. Of course, it's sheer numbers, right? It's all about a numbers game. For those people that are like, I don't have a database, I don't have any leads, I don't have X, I don't have Y. Well, this is a way to go get those things, right? What better way than to go find potentially motivated buyers at your open houses, right? A lot of people come in from out of state. They look up on Zillow, they look up on the MLS. They're looking for, hey, I don't really want to talk to a realtor yet. I don't want to lock myself into a realtor. However, I'll go float around to open houses, some things like that. So great way to do that. The other thing I'm going to challenge you is listings are king, right? Anybody who controls the listings ultimately kind of controls the market. And I say that, so why does that go with open houses? Because you need to go into these open houses as if you're trying to pick up sellers, right? If you go in with the mindset that, hey, I want to treat these people as sellers primarily, and then see if they've got an opportunity to sell a house instead of just focusing them on buying this house. The reality of it is a lot of them don't buy the house that they're looking at. However, they may have a house they need to sell that they're just not telling anybody yet about. And if you're not asking, then you're not getting it, right? And then they may need to buy. And if they're not represented, that house may not be for them, but you might make a connection and build rapport over time such that they may want to use you. So that's kind of one plot twist that I like to throw in there is try to treat people as the seller. People come into your open house, you should look at them as, do you have a listing? How can I get that information from you? And, how can we work together? So one thing that I hear from new agents is, I don't have any listings. I can't do an open house. Well, I'm calling bullshit on that. Here's the deal, right? I think it's a challenge when you work at some of the larger brokerages, perhaps, but it's not. However, and a lot of new agents, when I was in my previous brokerage, would shop around with an email internally. They'd be like, hey, I'm a new agent. I'd love to run an open house. Anybody got any listings for me? That was kind of internal. I think you got to go big or go home. So if you don't have a listing, we have a script. Again, if you want an email template that we send out, it works very well. About for every 30 that we send out to agents that have new listings on the market, one of them will generally say, hey, you can run an open house for us. We kind of tell them in the script, in the email template, what we're trying to achieve, how that helps them and their clients, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times we've built relationships with other top agents who are just like, I don't do open houses. Every time I get a listing, I'm going to reach out to the team and ask if they want to do an open house. The point is, you really want to send an email out to as many people in your MLS as you desire. You have to pull their data out of the MLS, send them an email, and see if they're willing to let you do an open house, right? Again, it's not easy, but if you want to be successful, you do that. So once you send that email out, you're going to get some responses back. It can be a little bit chaotic, of course, because sometimes they'll go under contract before your day of the open house, especially in past markets when houses were selling super quickly. You do sometimes have to rely on the other realtor to put the stuff in the MLS that there's an open house because you don't have access, obviously, to their listing. You have to refer. Hopefully, they put that into the Zillow, if you will, so you can put it out there. Again, you don't have access to their Zillow account. So how do we go about doing this, right? Here's strategy number 1. Go find an open house, whether it's yours, somebody on your team, or just anybody in the real estate community. Go ahead and send those emails out. The second thing you want to do is kind of target price points. So not all listings, days on market is critical too. You don't want to have a house that's been on the market for 190 days. People have already seen it, been there, done that, have already poo-pooed it, whatever the case may be. Look at days on market. Probably anything with 2 to 3 weeks in, as this market continues to shift a little bit, is totally fine. Find a price point that makes sense. I know everybody wants to go chase the $3 million listings down for open houses. Are you a luxury expert? Maybe you are, maybe you're not, right? I wouldn't chase those buyers. I would chase the average price point in your area. So if that's 200,000, 400,000, 600,000, I would literally chase the average price point, because you're gonna have more buyers in that average area than your niche markets. Personally, I wouldn't be chasing the lower end price points, because that demographic sometimes can be a little more challenging to get pre-qualified. Again, just price points, and I would just focus on the middle tier price points. So I'm going to talk about the schedule of events. Here's the secret sauce and why you really have to work hard at this. You can't just go do what most agents do. They put it on the MLS. They go show up with a sign the day of. They go stand in front of the house and nobody shows up. And you're like, oh, open houses don't work. Yeah, they don't work because you didn't freaking work it the way it's supposed to be worked, right? I mean, that's the blunt reality. So a lot of times I think we're checking boxes and not running effective open houses just because the client wants us to run an open house, or just because we just want to check a box and say, oh, I did an open house and it didn't work, right? They all work. It's just a matter of executing the plan. So on Monday, go out and find the open house. Send the emails out. Again, we have the template. If you want it, just let us know. Happy to share that with you, including this entire process. Just put some comments down below. So get the template, right? Send that out to 60 to 90 realtors, maybe 120, right? And it's chaos. Don't get me wrong. Like, some are going to say, no, my brokerage doesn't allow me to let others do open houses on my listing. Who knows, right? You're going to get all kinds of stuff. That's fine, right? Get that all sorted out. You're going to get people that don't respond. It's typical realtors. They may wait till Friday and say, yeah, you can do an open house tomorrow, right? That's not going to work, right? You got to work with the other realtors in the community. Once you get established with some realtors or your team or whatever on somebody who will always give you open house opportunities, this process becomes much easier. But at the very beginning of it, you're going to have to do the mass numbers, try to get some people, build some relationships, so that way you can get the open houses. Tuesday, we want to map out the neighborhood, right? Let's really look at the neighborhood once we've identified the open houses. We want to look at, where are we going to door knock? We want to study the neighborhood. What are the comps? What are the active properties in there? What are the school systems? Like, I want to know as much information about the neighborhood as I can. I got to be the expert. When buyers come in, and I'm trying to look at them as sellers, but as buyers as well, I need to sound like I know this neighborhood. So I've got to do some studying on my end. Then on Wednesday, we're going to share the open house on Facebook. So go ahead and create Canva as a free tool. You can create some artwork on there, post on there that you're doing a Facebook, ask your friends and family to go ahead and share it, make it go a little bit viral, quote unquote. And then Thursday, we're going to start door knocking. We're going to take 50 houses in that area. We're going to go door knock. And we have scripts for that in our system, but the script essentially is, hey, just want to let you know I'm doing an open house down the neighborhood. I might open it up an hour early before the general public if the neighborhood wants to come in and see it, right? It's a special exclusive event for the neighborhood. Come on in. I'll have some donuts. I'll have some light music. We can talk. You can check out the house. You can help me spread the word. Also, that's why I'm going to have a bunch of cars kind of out in the street on Saturday or in the next couple of hours, right? Whatever you want to say on your door knocking. Just be friendly, be courteous, and just kind of open, invite them to the place, right? They may help you spread the word, and they may go, crap, no other person I've seen is door knocking my neighborhood about open houses. They're really good at what they do as a real estate professional. So maybe I want to use them with further conversations as a realtor if I ever need to sell my house. So Friday, we're going to circle prospect. We're going to call 100 neighbors around the neighborhood. So this is the day before the open house. I want to call those same neighbors back that I just door knocked, and I want to do it at a pace of 100 different homes. Again, just sinking my name into their head, letting them know there's an open house, letting them know there might be some traffic in the area. Would love for them to come by, kind of doing a, private open if we want to do that an hour before, right, for the neighborhood. Come on by, get to know each other, check out the house, whatever the case may be. So it's now open house day. We're going to do 15 to 20 signs outside. We are going to do a 2-hour open house. I typically believe in the 2-hour open house strategy. I find if I do it 3 or 4, people just kind of dot their way in between the 3 to 4 hours, and it's not a consistent flow. Me personally, I'd rather cram them in. Plus, if I'm trying to do 4, I got to set this one up. I got to run it. I got to pull the signs. I got to get to my next one on Saturday, and then I'm probably doing 2 on Sunday. So it's just a matter of efficiencies. 2 hours is usually what I find. There's debates on, are Mondays great after school, Tuesdays during lunch? whatever, right? Just do it is what I say. Get out there and do it. Keep it simple. Yeah, Saturday and Sundays are probably your best in general. So, you kind of do what you do, fit it within your schedule. I just say get into action and go do it. I'm going to put a table in the house with a sign up sheet. I'm going to really require everybody to sign up. My script around that, of course, is hey, homeowners just want to be able to have security behind who's coming into their house. We'd appreciate if you'd share your email and your phone number with us. Perhaps you have a lender with you, and the lender can help you tag team. I know a lot of times when you're doing just a single person, you're kind of running all over the house, and people are coming in, and you're not able to catch them to sign in, right? I'd be pretty emphatic about it, though. I mean, I would be like, if you don't sign in, yeah, they might give you bogus information. However, there's apps that you can share and little techniques that you can go like, oh, thanks for signing in. I'd love to share my KW Command app or my KW Mortgage, right, with you. Right now, you can check their phone and make sure they gave you the right number. Like, hey, I'm going to send this to you right now. Let me make sure you got it. Now you can validate their phone number, right? Or you can send them other apps. Whatever the case may be, you can validate their phone number in kind of a unique way if you desire to do that. So once I get an unrepresented person in there, right, I'm going to kind of ask them around, do you have a house to sell? Where do you live, right? I'm going to try to build rapport, right? A lot of those things are about emotional intelligence and building rapport. What do you do for a living? Oh, I work at Lockheed Martin. Oh, really cool. My friend Joe works down there. Do you know Joe, right? Or hey, I was in the military and, I looked at some DOD jobs and I've got some of my military friends that work in the DOD at Raytheon, whatever, right? You're building those connections and rapport, so you're building trust. If you're just letting people walk through the house and watching them walk out the door, you're not building rapport. They don't know you from John, Jane, whatever, right? It's just kind of, you got to build rapport, and that's where you're really trying to shine, is your personality with them at that point in time. So if I know they're unrepresented, I'm going to text them a follow-up. I'm going to obviously have their information. I'm going to be like, hey, thanks for coming to the open house. Any questions you have about, maybe if I put some notes down, like, hey, any questions? I know you're new to the area. Sounds like you're coming from Michigan. Anything I can do to help you out with hospitals, school systems, like resources for any of that stuff, I'd be happy to help you out. I've been here forever, blah, blah, blah. Build that connection through a text message. And then on Sunday, I put everyone into my CRM, and I just follow up with them, right, on Sunday or Monday, like everybody. Like, hey, it can be through an email, it can be through a text, it can be through whatever. What is really key is the gold is in the follow-up on anything we do. Very rarely are most people going to come in and go like, oh my God, I love this guy so much, I'm going to use him now. Like, take me to go look at houses right now. It happens. It's just not common, right? The more common thing is you've got to build relationships with people. Usually what we see is 8 to 12 touches for it to be able to convert somebody into a relationship that they actually value, trust you, and want to use you. Don't give up. That's why your CRM, most people will do an open house, they don't put it in their CRM, or if they do put it in their CRM, they don't have a follow-up plan. You got to follow up with them. Then put it on your schedule. Like, hey, every Monday, I'm going to check in with all of these people, see how they're doing. Could be an email, could be a text, could be a phone call, right? Or a blend of all three is what I would suggest. And just let them know, hey, I just want to let you know I have a new listing coming up. My team has a new listing coming up. Hey, interest rates just kind of went down a little bit. Whatever, right? Share your information and your expertise with them, and they're more apt to be able to want to use you. All right, I hope you found that helpful. Again, I really want to impress on you that we have this whole system. It's like a 3-page document, maybe it's 4 pages of how this works. If you want more information, hit me on my Calendly link, set up time with me, or put your email in the comments down below, or shoot me an email to mikenelsonihg@gmail.com. Happy to share that with you. It's been a system that's killed it for us, at least for those that do it to its full effect. And I'm super excited about it. It works well. Happy to share that with you. Let us know. For now, go ahead and click our subscribe button, click our notification bell, click the like button, and put any comments down there if you like this, didn't like this, or if you just want some free information on how we run our open houses at a high level. Thanks.